welcome to another episode of Let's Solve Mathematics. In this episode, we'll be looking at quadratic graph. We have a very simple question on the board, which I'll use to illustrate how to plot a graph. The question here says, draw the graph of the equation 3x squared minus 5x minus 7 equal to 0 with values of x equal to -3 to 4. Now, we are asked to plot a graph for this equation, 3x squared minus 5x minus 7. And then we are given the values for x. The values of x ranges from -3. From -3, we have -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is from -3 to 4. So this is the range. So after spreading the values of x, you now break down the quadratic equation. The first part is 3x squared, and the second part is minus 5x, and the constant minus 7. So after breaking down the quadratic equation, they will all be equal to y. So you replace this x by the values of x. So here we have 3 times x, which is now -3 raised to the power 2. -3 raised to the power 2 is 9. And 9 times 3 gives us 27. So we have 27 here. And then when we also replace the value of x, when x is -2 with 2, you get 3 times 4, because the square of -2 is 4, and this gives you 12. So this value here becomes 12. And when it is -1, we have 3 times 1, which is 3. So here is 3. When you replace x with 0, all what you have is 0, because the square of 0 is 0. So we have this. 3 times 0 is 0. When you replace x with 1, the next value, what you have there is 3. So the square of 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So we have 3 here. So you do that on and on. X 2 to give you 4. At the end of the day, your result will be 12. So I have 12, and then when it is 3, you get 27, and then when it is 4, 3x 3, 2, 3 times 9, which is 27, and when 3x is 4, when x is 4, we have 3 times 40, 48. No, 16. 4 squared is 16. 16 times 3 gives you 48. So we have 48, yeah? So you go to the next. This x, you take each value of x, replace it with the value here, and multiply it by 5. So if we multiply -5 times -3 will give you 15. And then when you replace it with this, we give you 10. 2 times 5 is 10, minus times minus is plus. So the negative sign disappears. When you come down here, minus 1 times 5 will give you 5. So when it is 0, your result will be 0. When it is 1, the result is 5. When it is 2, the result is minus 10, because 2 times minus 5 gives you 10. 3 times minus 5 gives you minus 15. And 4 times minus 5 gives you minus 20. And then the last one, the last part of the equation is minus 7 is a constant. So you fill the whole place with 7, minus 7. So now, having gotten all these results, you add them together. You add them together. As you're adding the values, this is now we have minus 3 plus 27 will give us 24. We add 24 to 15, you have 39. 39 minus 7 will give us 32. And then this is minus 2 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 minus 3 minus 7 is 13. And then 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 3 is 2. 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. And then we have minus 7 here. Here we have 4, 9. 9 minus 7 is 2. And then here we have 14. 14 minus 10 is 4. Minus 7 is minus 4. And here we have 30 minus 15 is 15. 15 minus this minus 7 is 8. Here we have 52. 52 minus 20 is 32. 32 minus 7 is 25. Now, having this result, we'll go further to plot our graph. Now, the graph we're going to plot is going to be the y-axis against the x-axis. The x-axis. So we have x-axis, and then we choose a unit based on the values of x. If you look at the values of x, you see the difference between each number is 1. But the difference in the y value is a bit larger. The lowest number in the y-axis is 0, but the largest number is 32. So we will take a wider range. For instance, we will use in the x-axis, we will say two units to represent 1 centimeter. And then for y-axis, we'll say 2 units to represent 5 centimeters. That is to say, on your graph book, after each of the 5 boxes, we'll have 5, 5, 5. So, if this is the first 5, we have 10. We have 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30. So the middle is always 0. And then here we have minus 3 after each of the 2 units, which is 10 box. Each box carries 10 box. Each unit carries 10, 5 box. The 2 units carries 10 box. So this is 2. This is minus 1. This is 1. This 2, 3, and 4. Now, our value of x, when x is minus 3, our y is 32. So when x, this is the x axis, when x is 3, our y is 32. So their meeting point is on this point. The little distance above 30. And then when we have the value of x as minus 2, this point, our y is 13. So 13 2 is a little above 10. And then when we have when x is minus 1, y is 0. So when x is minus 1, y is 0. This is point 0. And then when x is 0, y is minus 7. So on the next here we have minus 5, minus 10, minus 15. So the lowest negative sign we have is 7, so we don't need to make much of that. So 7 will be around here. So when x is 0, y is minus 7. So 7 will be around, minus 7 will be around here. And then x, when x is 1, y is 2. So 2 is somewhere up here. When x is 1, 2 is around here. And then when x is 2, y is minus 4. Y is minus 4. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, let's see what. Alright, so when x is minus, when x is 2, y is minus 4. Y is minus 4. Minus 4 is somewhere here. Minus 4. And then when x is 3, when x is 3, y is 8. Y is 8. Y is 8. So 8 is somewhere here. So this is, then when x is 4, y is 25. So 25 is there. So after indicating all the values of x versus y on the graph, we're going to have a curved line. Every quadratic equation is always a curved graph. A curved graph. So this is how the quadratic graph will look like, the curved graph. The graph is 3x squared minus 5x minus 7, okay, equal to 0. This is how the graph for this equation looks like. And every time you're solving a quadratic graph, you only need to be careful in deriving your values. Thank you. Thank you for being there. See you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to comment. Thank you.